Boom. So
Well, he said he was going to be here.
he said 5 or 10.
No, I mean Ken.
Oh. All right. Hopefully Majid will be here too.
I'll go get my phone and see if I can page Ken.
Okay.
Well, I sent him a message, but that's all I can do.
Yep. Unfortunately. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Waking up is not in my skill set right now.
Mixed stereo down to mono. I'd really like to be able to get out from behind this computer, at least for a couple hours.
And whose fault is that?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Can't blame Majid.
No. And the wife says, well, can't anybody else do the audio editing and things like that? Like, well, if I'm being honest, part of the problem is that I've changed so many things that nobody would know how to just come in and do something now. I would have to create some sort of tutorial on how to do all this stuff and where to put this and where is this at.
You've become irreplaceable.
Yeah, and I did it to myself, and I'm wondering if
How to
it's
undo it.
kind of a
Oh, well, there's a Josh.
oh,
Hey guys,
Hey,
hey hey.
Josh.
how goes
I
it?
see you got your throat warmed up already.
Oh yeah, all ready to go, just for you.
They've got the Mint Y theme in a flat pack now. I just had an update for it. I've never seen that before.
That's because they took so much shit on cinnamon on non mint usage being nasty. And so they made the Y theme available in flat pack so
Huh.
it doesn't look as nasty.
That'd make my flat packs look better. Because I do use a lot of flat packs. And snaps.
So, how is the new Audacity holding on, Bill?
It's fixed, and it's great. I'm happy with it, which means the next version, everything will be broken as shit again.
Broken again, yeah.
Yeah.
So I should get 3.6.2 flat pack?
2 or 3, 3.6.3. Don't get 2.
3.6.3. Okay,
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do here. First off.
And I wish somebody would explain to me why it's an unverified flat pack.
Because it wasn't created by Audacity.
Okay. Well, then who? Make that information easy and discernible, right there out front.
Yeah, put the source.
Yeah. Because I know you can follow the trail, and you can go back to the GitHub page, and you can see that it's actually all of these contributors, But how about instead of saying that it's unverified, then let's say that it's community maintained or something like that, because that's a reality for a lot of packages, I think. But we don't give them these strange designations like unverified.
Well, I have uninstalled 3.4.2. I am now installing the Flatpak.
You can have them both installed if you got 3.4.2.
Yeah, but I get confused.
Like on mine, I've got the repo version, and then the Flatpak literally says Flatpak because I've got 2 versions installed because I just don't trust them anymore. You're going to have to learn how to use, because they did away with a couple of things that were in the 3.4 version. You'll have to get used to, like, when you need to slide something, you grab a hold of the top of the waveform and then slide it that way.
That's what it was in all versions of 3.
Okay.
That wasn't what it was in versions of 2.
That must have been it. And there was something else too. Well, 3.6, they did away with the select button too. So you just click anywhere in that open space.
Oh.
And it just selects the entire, or double click on the
incompatible plugins found.
Yeah.
Audacity has found 2 incompatible plugins which could not be loaded.
It's nothing you're going to need.
Plugins. Okay. EG Sampler and EG Scope.
Yeah.
#mono.
I don't even know what that is.
3.6.3 indeed. All right, I got it. I hope it works. How did the editing go this last episode?
I'm working on it. I'm not done yet. I've been home every night. And
did all of our extra zeros help?
It's a lot more to go through and get rid of, honestly.
I know.
And really, if I've got a recording of the YouTube stream, then it's easy just to line it up with that. So, but the timing this time, yours was perfect. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it,
woo-hoo.
So whatever you did this time was perfect.
Same thing I did the last time, which was Audacity 3.4.2. Joe said at 2:58 he'll be on in 10 or 15.
Well, it's been almost 15. How you doing, Josh?
Doing okay. How about you, Bill?
Pretty good.
Good.
How's California?
Terrible. Matter of fact, just a couple weeks ago, I had someone on my road fall asleep and plowed into my neighbor's truck, which totaled that, and then smashed the front end of my truck in, and then pushed that into my wife's SUV.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. Yep. So,
did he have insurance?
I sure hope so. I had to pay my deductible out of pocket, because get this, I've never experienced this before. When I asked to get the guy's insurance information, The police told me no, I couldn't do that, that I had to wait in the driveway. It was an ongoing investigation. Then they told us we had to wait for the police report. So it took them a month to get us the police report.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I had to pay my deductible out of pocket, and I didn't know, but my wife had her deductible set at $2,000 on her insurance, so we couldn't even repair her car. It's still damaged. So,
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Is
So the lady at the body shop. I'm sorry.
That because it's a criminal investigation, perhaps that it.
The only thing I can think is maybe they're trying to stop people from attacking each other when they're angry. You know, if you're running out of your house upset that, you know, someone slammed your vehicle or so. I have no idea. The lady at the body shop told me that that's the way it's been going down lately. So she said people are trying to get the insurance information before the police get there.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of strange. I'd never encountered that before.
So if you had a friend that was a cop and you had the license plate number, I wonder if you could get them to run the license plate and find out who the insurance is, and then.
Right. Might be an avenue to explore if you do have that available to you.
Well, and you might get reimbursed, too.
I sure hope so. I mean, I was fortunate. I had a really low deductible on my pickup. I kept it at $150, so that's all it cost me.
Yeah.
But still, it's $150. Don't just have money, laying around.
Yeah.
God, I don't even know. Now I'm going to have to look at mine because I don't even know. I don't even
Oh,
know
brother,
what mine
do
is.
it.
Insurance
Yeah,
has
you
just
never
always
know.
been one of those things I pay for, but and it's all about the shit you can't think of, like somebody plowing into your vehicle while it's parked.
Exactly.
You think that there's no way you wouldn't come out on top in a situation like that, but clearly,
Yet here we are.
yeah.
Let me go check my phone and see if Ken has responded, which is going to be hard to do because I haven't caught totally up on my Mastodon.
Catch up on your Mastodon, Moss.
Yeah. So how's things in your neck of the woods? Been okay?
Not bad. You know, I've started working local because I wanted to work on my health. So I bought an exercise machine and started
good.
coming home every night. And I've lost close to 10 pounds, and I've stopped. Well, what was happening was I was getting headaches every day, and it was no doubt from the sleep apnea. And I was almost to the point where I was going to have to start doing a sleep study with the physical and all that. And
Get you on a CPAP and all that.
Oh, yeah. Which they would probably, if I went and took a sleep study right now, they would probably still come to that conclusion. But within a day and a half of starting the exercising every morning, the headaches have stopped. And they were strange headaches. They would start in the morning. They would just last all day. And I could take something that might take a little bit of the edge off, but then when that would wear off, the headache would come right back. It would just never go away, especially on the weekends. And
Yeah, that's no bueno.
No, and that's all gone now. It's
Good.
amazing how easy your health can slip away.
Oh, brother, I hear that. I'm a medical disaster at this point. But you just, take it a day at a time and just do what you can.
So I had my CDL physical today. My latest.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Blood pressure was 120/70.
Perfect.
Ain't been that good in years. The sugar, you know how they dip the stick into the urine.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar didn't even show up, which I thought was interesting because I take metformin for the sugar, and the way that works is it kind of pipes your sugar into your urine. That's a gross oversimplification, but that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
And it was still not showing up, so
Oh.
I think I've been doing good, so I'm going to continue down that.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
I got that 11-year-old daughter, and which means,
Hello.
and I'm 51 now, which means I have to live forever.
Yeah, they don't move out until they're like 35 now, I think.
Well, I mean,
Don't say things like that. Oh, I'm talking to Josh.
My two older boys, of course, they lived with my ex-wife, but they snuck out.
Come here, puppy.
They moved away. One was 19, the other one was 18. And they waited till my ex-wife wasn't home, and they both moved out at the same time. They got an apartment together. Oh, she was devastated because she comes from one of those families where people just never leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the elders do everything in their power to try to keep them there. And I think my boys recognized relatively early on that's what was happening. My oldest boy, incidentally, is the head of the Indiana Communist Party now, as of a couple weeks ago. So that's interesting to tell the family about.
Yeah, I bet.
They come from, well, my ex-wife is very evangelical Christian, and so for my oldest boy, it's been everything he can do to do the philosophical opposite of that.
Right. Kind of like the preacher's kid syndrome, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta, yeah.
And now he sells Harley
Well,
Davidsons.
or Catholic schoolgirl syndrome.
That one too.
Them are the fun ones. Uh-oh, he must have got caught up on his Mastodon.
Yep.
That hair, though. Did you catch your Mastodon?
Well, I checked it, and I have not gotten a response from them yet.
That's how people treat you nowadays.
I tried.
No respect in this world.
None whatsoever. No integrity.
So you coming back, Josh?
Coming back. You don't want me here. I just be a
Since
nuisance.
when?
Yeah, we
I
treat
just
you
be a
like
nuisance.
shit when you're here, right?
Yeah, damn it, Moss. Feel so rejected.
What wasn't Ken supposed to be here today?
Yeah, I was just on Mastodon trying to get him here.
Wouldn't it be faster to get to him in a car? These are
He's
the
in
jokes.
Idaho.
I'll be in the area all day.
Slaying him, Bill.
He's in Idaho, Bill. You want to drive there?
It'd be a lot faster than getting on a Mastodon.
What are you guys running short on hosts at the moment or something?
Always.
Reliable.
Always.
Well, yeah, always. But in this case, we're running short on material. And we were hoping on getting Ken McConnell here since he's an author who uses Linux and all this stuff.
Why does
we
that
can
name
talk to
sound familiar? What did he write?
Well, his biggest thing was a thing called Corvette. It's science fiction.
Okay. Not ringing a bell.
Corvette.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Well,
science fiction
Corvette
author
sold
Patrick
enough
F.
copies
Johnson.
that he managed to get into the Science Fiction Writers Association, which is hard to do unless you've sold a lot of fiction.
Right.
But yeah, he's so far got 9 books in that series. I'm not sure what other series he's got. We can ask him all this stuff if he ever gets here. I read the first 3 books on Amazon on Kindle Unlimited, and then books 4 through 6 were not on Kindle Unlimited. So he actually sent me copies, and that's when I found out that my Pine Tab 2 is not working as a reader. Or was not working as a reader. I may have fixed it by now, but I still haven't put the books on there to read them.
You know, I love Pine as a company, but man, I bought a Pine phone, and I'll tell you what, that's the one I sent to Leo because that was it's truly a developer device. It was nowhere near ready for prime time.
Well, my Pine Tab 2 isn't bad. And we've done a lot of talking about the Pine Time watch. Which,
And Joe
by
likes
way,
the...
Mine has been handed off to you to the Postal Service somewhere. I think it's still in China.
Yeah. And I think, Joe, you like that soldering iron they make, right?
Pine-Sol.
Yeah,
Pine-Sol.
Pine-Sol's
There you
awesome.
go. Yeah. So they obviously have some decent products.
Well, in my case, my watch was a week or so out of warranty when it decided to stop working, and we still are not sure what stopped working.
Convince him to go stay with you.
Right.
And for whatever strange reason, after talking to me for a few weeks, they decided to issue an RMA anyhow. And so they are sending me a new one. I was really, really happy with it while it worked. Talked everyone else on the show into getting one.
Well, hopefully it holds up.
Mine still works.
I don't have one.
Yeah, Joe's the one holdout.
There you go.
You'd think the way Majid spends money,
Oh, come on, Moss. He's not even here to defend himself.
That's the point, isn't it?
That's the point. Some things never change.
I would have said it with him here anyhow.
Yeah, right.
Anything that I would have said to his face, I don't feel bad saying behind his back.
Absolutely.
And then some. So there.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Well, I ordered a laptop off eBay, and it was supposed to be here Monday, but apparently they're having those, I don't know, what is storm backies? Well, kind of close to where you guys are, I suppose. Georgia?
Oh, that's way
dry as a bone here.
What did you order?
I picked up a Dell Precision 7530 with an 8th gen i7 and a Radeon workstation graphics card, a WX 4150, and I got it for $250 and has 32 gigs of RAM. So, I mean, it should be decent enough for the things that I want to do.
Are you going to put Linux on it?
You know it. First thing.
Just making sure.
Probably
Yeah.
had
Although the
Windows
one thing
7.
that I didn't think of
Arch,
when
right?
I ordered it. Oh yeah, Arch.
Oh no, he's going to do LFS.
Oh, you guys definitely overestimate my abilities.
Blend OS.
Blend OS. There you go.
Get him immutable right off the bat.
No, you know, the one thing I didn't think about was the switching between the integrated Intel graphics and the Radeon graphics. And apparently there's really no easy way to do that in Linux.
There didn't used to be. I'm running hybrid graphics right now.
Me too.
Are you?
And the built-in stuff is actually a lot better than it used to be. I mean, you used to have to jump through some major hoops to get the graphics card, the integrated graphics card, the secondary one, to actually kick on and have good graphics. Otherwise, it'd just be stuck on the Intel one.
So do you have a GUI tool or something that can switch?
Yeah, I used to need to do a lot of installation, but now I think it just automatically grabs the NVIDIA.
If you've got the Prime
because I told
package.
NVIDIA X server settings.
Yeah, the NVIDIA Prime is the package. Well, on Arch, you need Prime installed, and then it just chooses. It'll.
So what about for an AMD card?
I'm sure it's very similar. You just download the most recent drivers for it, and then you do some research on the AMD Linux package that's out there, and it should detect it and allow you to switch as needed.
All I found was a command line, a command that you could run that could switch you over from the integrated graphics to the dedicated GPU. But I didn't find any easy way of switching. And I thought, hey, I'm going to go AMD because that's just better, right? Because, open source drivers.
Well, NVIDIA's been pretty good with their open source lately, too.
They have. They've gotten better
new
for
ones,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing what? Headphones on the next one?
I think if we don't get Ken on, then yeah, we'll end up doing
earbuds
and headphones.
Because I bought 2 new pairs of earbuds in preparation. That's a lie. I bought them to work out on my new machine with.
But that's preparation, isn't it?
I bought these, and they're JLabs, and they're fine, except these ones that hang on your ear don't seem to go into the ear canal far enough for me.
Yep.
And
so you lose your bass.
Well,
Yeah.
those particular ones, can you hold them up again? Take them out.
Not very well, he can't.
Yeah, they should go into the ear canal. You can get different ear cups on them. Like I would say the double flanged would probably do you, or the triple flanged would make it go into your ear better.
Well,
that's
I've got very furry ears, and no matter what I put in there, they come out sooner
They
or
make
later.
trimmers
anyhow.
for that.
Yeah, it doesn't really do that much.
Well, I have to trim my ears, or my ear hair tries to take over the world.
Yes.
Same with my eyebrow hair and my nostril hair. It turns into this like squid-like thing and tries to reach out and grab people.
Very Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
I get
It's
so
called
much growth that
testosterone,
it
Joe.
sounds like I can hear the air moving through a forest inside of my ears.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to keep
Serenity
it under
buds.
control. Yeah. If I like sleeping in the same room with my wife, I have to keep that hair under control.
Yeah. I'm told that if you hold a stranger's hand up to your ear, you can hear someone say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, you can't pick your friend's nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at Audacity on the Snap Store. The latest they have is 3.2.4.
You gotta
Yeah.
get the flat pack of Audacity. We are in
Apparently
the same
so.
situation with packages that we've always been in, and in fact, it's worse.
Oh,
Where you still got to know where to get what from.
Yeah, yeah.
I know we were joking around, but what operating system are you planning on putting on the new device?
Oh, the only two that I use really are Mint or Ubuntu proper.
I think you should definitely give Pop! OS a try.
That's true. They'd probably have a
Cosmic.
better.
Well, but Cosmic's only in second alpha now.
Yeah. I know it does a pretty good job with the dedicated GPUs.
Well, I am going to give Pop another try, but only when they get Cosmic out of beta.
No GNOME for you, huh, Moss?
No GNOME. I will not GNOME.
I think you can just install Mate on top of it and get on that way. Seems like it ought to be easy enough, but then you got to know what to get rid of and what not to get rid of.
Yeah, that's true.
I used to know how to drop to a shell and then just get rid of everything graphical and start from scratch that way. That way you end up with a clean desktop when you do something like that. But those commands have changed, or well, the outcome of those commands have changed somewhat.
Well, my two multi-booting computers all have Mate on Mint. They all have Moksha on Bodhi. And then one of them has KDE Neon and the other one has Farron OS, which are both KDE Plasma latest. Although Farron is behind the times.
And again, you could probably get a better KDE experience by doing it yourself on top of any version of Mint. And I would probably start with the Cinnamon version just to make sure you've got all the graphical packages that you might need.
Well,
for
that's
hardware
what Farron
acceleration.
started with was Mint Cinnamon, and then he tried to modify Cinnamon and finally gave up on that and started modifying Plasma. But he still includes all the Mint tools he can find he can get to work.
That's what I did on Arch. I just went and got because all of the Mint tools are in the AUR, and some of them I've got to have, which is interesting that they're not flat packs, Because you would think that would be the way they would. It would be easier to make stuff like Hypnotics and Mint Stick and the web. My favorite one is the web app creator tool. That is fantastic for making.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Oh yeah, and it'll use any browser you've got installed, except for Ladybird.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Is he talking about us?
That was a low blow, Josh.
Is that me? I don't know where that came from.
Somebody was watching.
Thank your father, kids.
Thanks,
Thanks,
now I know
Dad.
where it came from.
Joe, you sat there all quiet and let me take it. Where's the integrity, sir?
Hey, I didn't have to follow up with another sound so everybody knew where it came from.
God,
The
and
dog's getting caught up in your cord, JoJo.
I see Ubuntu 24.10 has the beta out now.
yeah. When that comes out, I'll finally update the servers to 2404.
There you go.
I think that's how I'm going to play it with these servers because as long as everything is working, I really don't see the point in getting all excited about it.
Yeah. It looked like they did a little more. I was reading the OMG Ubuntu article, and it looked like there was a little more user-facing stuff this time. They're doing like a big 20th anniversary thing, so they're going to have special colors from Morty Warthog and stuff like that. Might be fun to just take a poke at.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
The distro hoppers guys, if they haven't been able to get an episode out for a while.
Right. Are you still off of that, Moss?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's too bad too.
Yeah.
Can't, I was a liability on that show.
How so?
You were probably the
When
only
we're
one that
trying to
saw it
come
that
up
way.
with something for me to review, there were so few things that I was willing to review, and all the ones that I would have been willing to review were exactly like all the ones I'd already reviewed.
Yeah, but somebody needs to tell the world that.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're thinking of
Nope.
trying this, go ahead because it's just like this or just like that. You know. I don't know.
Eric's got a better voice, and they both have better computer skills.
Well,
But-
you're the man with 500 distros on a single drive.
I was just
I
going to
don't know if
say,
anyone else.
isn't the point behind that show?
I've never had 500 distros on a drive.
All right, I embellished a
One
bit.
time I was about to go to 12 from 8, and I instead cut back to 6. But the longer things have gone, the fewer distros are using Grub, and if they're not using Grub, it's harder than hell to multi-boot.
So you use separate drives and then just plug in the ones that you want to use.
But that's not what I was doing, and so it stopped being fun.
I think
want them
though
all on the same drive.
the point behind that show was for people that was maybe curious, you know, that had questions, that didn't know everything. Because if you're somebody with a lot of computer skills, you don't need a show like Distro Hoppers Digest because you've tried all this stuff. You know, I don't know.
Well, at any rate, I felt I was antiquated to the show, and
Wasn't that
proved
your baby,
myself.
Moss? Didn't you
It
start
was.
that show?
I started that with Tony.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it without Tony.
I miss both of you guys on there. It was nice having you.
Well, I miss Tony on mintCast too.
Absolutely.
I remember when I first started listening to mintCast, there was a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Between
There
Tony.
was me and Joe and Leo and some
Both
Josh
Tonys.
or other.
Tony, and sometimes Tony.
And
then
sometimes Josh, and sometimes
and
Josh, and
and
sometimes Josh.
sometimes Josh.
We're not joshing anybody here.
Yeah, there was a lot of Joshes and a lot of Tonys. Only
Damn
one
this
Leo.
mintCast fragmentation.
Surprisingly,
but then,
only one
all the
Joe.
Joshes
How
quit.
come I only remember one Tony? Who's
All the
what
Joshes
other
turned into
Tony?
quitters.
Wow. I feel attacked.
Well, we had Ant-Man, but he always went by Anthony or Ant-Man.
Yeah, and he was only on like one show.
Yeah.
There we go, Dad.
And constantly had audio problems trying to get on the next show.
Well, that was
Yeah.
like Mike. Mike came on for, I think, 1 or 2, right? Remember Leo had... I think his name was Mike.
I remember Mike. Mike was my fault.
Oh, okay.
You had a guy named Clayton right before I came on. And because I remember you guys saying you needed more hosts, and I thought, there's my chance. And then the very next
That's
episode,
how I did it.
yeah, all of a sudden, then there was Clayton and not Majid, but Norbert and
Norbert was fun.
Norbert.
Not for the editor.
Yeah, you had to pry that
Poor
from his
guy.
dead cold hand, though. That was the problem with that. Is he was?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be more hard on him than is really necessary, because he was good to have on the show because he had opinions and he knew what he was talking about. But I don't know, how far behind were we at one time? Like 3 months or something like that?
Yeah, he took on something he shouldn't have because he was just overwhelmed between school and the editing.
Yeah.
And I think his plate was just a little too full.
And he was way too much of a perfectionist.
Well, now you have a long leash for the dog, and we can work on long leash training later. Sorry, I should have been muted. My apologies.
This is
We'll
round
find
table.
the right size muzzle someday, Joe.
It's more of an oblong table, but
You bring a muzzle near me and see what happens, Moss.
Yeah, I started listening when it was Rob and Isaac. And that was simple, just 2 people.
You know, when it was Rob and
There's
Isaac,
Ken.
there was some stuff that I enjoyed, but a lot of the problem was when they were doing, what was it, Linux from scratch?
Yeah.
They're towards the end of their run. It's just, no, I'm good.
Yeah. A little too much.
I've thought about doing LFS, but then I thought, I would just end up building Mint or something like that.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, can you hear me?
No.
Yes. There's a
Say
maybe
no,
in
man.
there.
What's up, guys?
It's happening.
How you doing?
Oh, now
Oh,
it
I'm
is.
Is
doing
that on
pretty
your
good.
new mic? It still sounds like a webcam mic.
Are you on the right
It's
mic?
still no. I can't get that to work on this. I can get it to record, but I can't get it to go into Discord.
Disconnect it, reconnect it. And
Turn it off,
Have
turn
you
it back
tried
on
turning
again.
it off and on again?
sometimes an
Yeah.
application, if you have it used by an application, then no other application can touch it. It's a small problem.
It's an application
Yeah.
problem.
How's the weather in Idaho?
It is sunny, very, very sunny, and I think the temperature is 65.
Oh,
Pretty
you
much
lucky
heaven.
bastard.
Yeah, we're high 80s today.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
I know you're in Texas.
Yeah,
Joe's in
high,
Texas.
no matter what the number is, man.
Bill.
The humidity is in the 80s.
Yuck.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
humid too, man.
We're back to
It's
triple
crazy.
digits Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're already in the
Well,
90s. Yeah.
No, we got it nice. Monday it's supposed to be in the 70s because it's going to be rainy all day, and then it's supposed to
lucky
be
you.
80s the rest of the week. But right now it is probably like 98, 99, somewhere in that range. It might be triple digits.
Crazy.
So did you forget about us, Ken?
No, I was trying to finish up a shoot for the. I was taking pictures of models so
OnlyFans?
that they could be on the cover. And the little plastic kind, not the good-looking ones.
He was
Yeah.
working on his
Good-looking ones.
personal OnlyFans. He was
Yeah.
working on his.
Yeah, I understand that Elon Musk is working on the plastic kind too.
Serious? Oh, you mean like
It-
androids?
Yeah. He can't get a girlfriend,
He doesn't need one. Doesn't he have a wife? Or did that?
Doesn't he? He's got like 6 kids all over the place from different people, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of which he says is dead, even though she just transitioned.
Oh.
Dead to him, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Shows what a
God.
fine human being he is.
That we already knew
Not so
that.
much.
So what you working on? Trying to get your books re-edited and out?
Joe,
Yeah, a number of things. So, like I said, I was taking pictures of the little spaceship models that go on the covers. So I send those pictures to my brother, who's a Photoshop whiz, and he makes them look like space battles. So um, it starts with me, coming up with a design for the cover and the models that'll feature in it. Then I have to build the models, and it's a long process. And then once everything's done and I can get a decent day like today, because I like to shoot them outside into the sunlight because it's kind of the brightest light I can get. And
Because sure, that imitates outer space.
exactly. Well, I mean, there's starlight, right? So, yeah, that's what I was doing. I just had a couple more pictures I had to make, and then send them to my brother so he can get busy on them. That last trilogy for the Corvette series is gonna come out, and each has 3 different covers, so lots of different model shots and layering things together and stuff. So had to give him something to work with, and in the meantime, I'm now doing the final proofread of the last book in the series, book 9. I finished book 8 last night, and the way I do it is pretty cool. I got one of those new color Kobos.
Oh wow.
And the thing that's cool about it is it has the pen, and it lets you mark up directly onto the I know you can't see it, but it
Yeah.
directly onto the manuscript. So anytime I find an error, I just annotate it like I would on paper, and then it creates it in a file. And then when I'm done with the chapter or whatnot, I can just go back and look at that file and edit my ebook to match. So that's kind of how I do a final proof, at least of the ebook. So yeah, that I'm getting tired of reading my own stuff. I've read these same, 4 books like a million times now, and I'm just sick of it. That's kind of the way it is. You can't. I don't have enough money to hire other people to do it, so I have to torture myself.
Well, I
Anyway,
have been known to edit books for free.
that's cool. I'm I had an editor that I used for free for a long time. And he was really good, but he retired, and then he was like, kind of didn't want to be bothered anymore. So,
I hear that for pay, Moss does pretty good editing.
Well, I'm not just retired, I'm overtired.
Yeah, but you like money.
Money is good, but I have okay. I spent 2 years being senior editor of a tiny publishing company, and I did get paid for that, sort of, but it was just percentage of profits, and that turned out to be pennies anyhow. And then I did do Bible studies from an asshole for free.
well, these last 3 books will be probably the best edited that I've ever done, and my intention is to go back through the series and edit all of them again. But
Pay Moss to do it. He gets to read good books, and he gets to edit, and he gets paid for it. Moss is down.
assuming anybody
I'm
buys them
being
and I get paid.
volunteered, Ken. Yeah, I'm being volunteered.
And then I have a standalone book coming out too, so that makes 4. And I don't know. I still have to write the back what it amounts to the back cover blurb on a book. In a real book, if you turn it over, it summarizes the plot and kind of makes you excited to read it. The same thing appears on Amazon in the ebooks right next to the book. It tells you a little bit. So I have to write that for 4 books. So that's coming up next. That's my next writing task. Pretend I'm a marketer, which I'm not. So
You have to remember what's in each of the books that you wrote, and
yes. But luckily, I've just read them a million times.
keep it separated. Well, then the problem becomes keeping each book separated in your head. This is what happened in this book, not in this book. So
Yeah,
Just make your own wiki.
it's going to be a challenge. But yeah, that's the life. That's the life.
What you
I'm
should do
living
is
right
get
now.
your fans out there to create a wiki.
what he should do is save all of this for next week's show.
Exactly.
The life
I gotta
of a
run, fellas.
writer.
All
See you,
right,
Josh.
Josh. See ya.
All right. Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken. Josh is a former member of the crew. He's still on the crew. He just doesn't know it.
Nice.
We're trying to volunteer him to get back on the show. So
Man, I just had to step away from a volunteer organization because it took probably 3/4 of my life. And I just had to get.
I've kind of forced myself to take a step back from a lot of the democratic volunteering that I've been doing because I got tired of all of the drama.
Yeah.
Who do we have here?
A floor.
What's up, sir?
Amateur.
Adur.
Yeah, I'm just playing games.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's not a bad
called.
controller. So
Cool.
this controller it has a PlayStation layout, but you can use it as an Xbox, as a PlayStation, and as just a generic joystick. It's all three. Plug and play.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go to a football game tonight, so that's going to be exciting. I'll have to caffeinate up so I can stay up for it.
High school?
Who's playing?
Have fun.
Boise State.
Ah, the Mustangs.
On the blue.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the hardest turf to play on in America.
Only for the Ducks. But yeah, it should be a blowout. So we're kind of waiting for the second half to see the secondary unit come out and see how good they are. You know.
What conference is Boise in these days?
They are in the Mountain West, but they just got pushed over to Pac-12 or wherever they are now, and so in a couple of years we'll be in Pac-12. Yeah.
I didn't know the Pac-12 was even continuing. I thought the best possibility would be to upgrade the Mountain West to the Pac-12 and just bring in Washington State and Oregon State.
Well, that would maybe make more sense, but apparently not what's happening there. It's basically going to be the Mountain West plus a couple of Pac-12 teams. So, yeah, I don't know. We pretty much don't care because we've never been in a big five or big six conference, so that nobody's ever wanted us because we have such a small TV market. You know, Boise's a real small city, so nobody cares. You know, so.
I actually did spend the night in Boise once at I think it was a Super 8 motel. Might have been a Motel 6.
Probably still here.
Probably. When I was quite a bit younger and living in Denver, one of my best online friends was in Yakima, Washington, which is where my grandmother was living at the time. She is not living anymore. And I literally rode my motorcycle from Denver to Yakima, Washington in November, which was the stupidest thing I could have possibly thought of doing.
Through the mountains?
With
Wow.
no gear. I mean, just what I was
Yeah.
You're lucky you have a face or fingers.
Or a head.
Well, fun thing was I pulled over when I crossed the Oregon border to make sure that whether there was a helmet law or not, and they had nothing posted anywhere. And I went about 40 miles without my helmet on, and then I got a ticket for not wearing a helmet. And I wrote the judge and I said, hey, I stopped at a border. I checked all the laws that you had posted. You had said nothing about it. They waived my ticket.
Awesome. Yeah, there's no helmet laws in Idaho. We don't care if you crash your melon or not.
Well, it's the difference between being dead or being a quadriplegic with those stupid hard helmets that they have.
Yeah.
Those things bounce when they hit the pavement.
That's why I don't ride motorcycles.
Yeah, everybody asks me why I don't like the idea of riding motorcycle, and I keep telling them I took one too many physics classes.
Mm.
I mean,
Okay,
they're
then
safe if you know what you're doing and you have some experience with it and you don't do anything stupid. They're probably okay, but man, it's
The
the other
thing
people
is,
you got to look out
yeah,
for.
exactly. Especially here in the DFW area, it's not about how stupid I am; it's about how stupid everybody else is.
Where'd
Yeah,
Josh go?
exactly.
He had to leave.
Josh went
Oh.
away. Yeah, well, in this area, you're mostly watching out for people with Florida plates, as we call them, Floridians.
In this area, you're looking out for people that are behind the wheel.
Yeah. Well, it's not like Iowa where
And-
you knew everyone was drunk.
Well, that's true, but those people have a lot of practice driving drunk. So,
Not on ice.
but you can ask Bill whether he'd rather drive with the drunk people in Iowa or with the sober people in Dallas Fort Worth, and I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you Iowa.
Yeah, I don't like either one of those things, but Dallas strikes me kind of the same way as someplace like Nashville or Atlanta, where the vast majority of people are transplants from somewhere else, but they've learned to drive aggressively. And the thing about driving aggressively is that you need to know where you're going, and most of these people don't. So they're 4 lanes over, and they see the exit they need, so they're
Yeah.
shooting straight across. And some places are worse than others. The 2 worst places I drive, actually there's 3, but the 2 worst are Indianapolis and Nashville, and it's all because of that concept that I just laid out right there. Atlanta is probably number 3.
So, are those 3 places worse than like downtown Dallas
Yeah,
or North Dallas?
I in my opinion, yeah.
Okay.
Just because it seems, and they're smaller places, grant you, but they seem way more concentrated for whatever reason.
I grew up in L.A., and Atlanta is a nightmare for me.
Atlanta is, yeah, it's a nightmare. But in a truck, there's so many lanes, and we're only allowed to be in like the right 2 lanes. Their state police down there is interesting. They will do
so the
things.
reason I'm opening up my laptop on the stream is because I saw 3 ants and I'm not taking any risk. What if an ant is in my laptop? I don't want to die. That's why I'm opening it.
Huh? And
Checking
Yeah,
for
so I
bugs.
just 3 ants came on my monitor screen. I'm so pissed off out
Well,
of nowhere.
yeah,
And I
but
don't
I'm
eat food. I don't eat food on my table.
I'm,
So it's
I'm just
weird.
wondering on the electrical conductivity of the common ant and whether it would actually cause a problem or not.
Oh, it
I mean,
won't, but I don't want ants in my
cockroaches,
I don't
yes.
want I don't want ants in my PC, man.
No, I get
It's
that.
my
Yeah.
it's my life.
It's like
They are drawn to heat sources. I know my wife has had her computer overrun with ants.
Wow.
maybe stop with the sugary drinks around your laptop.
She doesn't do sugary
No,
drinks around
I
her
don't do anything. I just drink water. Nothing, no consumption on the table. I don't know how it happened.
Huh. It must be
It's
the
weird.
warmth, probably then.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe.
so we got to think of what questions we're going to be asking Ken.
I don't
It
know.
Oh,
sounds
first
like
question is
we can pull the string on the whole. Tell us about being a writer and the whole publishing process, and we'll be able to interject pieces here and there. But it sounds like Ken's got a good grasp of what he wants to say, and we'll just be able to let him run with it.
And how do you use Linux in all this?
Well,
okay.
I'm interested in that too, but I'm
There
also
are no
interested
ants.
in
Let's
the
go.
entire writing process.
Oh, you're not even
Woohoo,
halfway
ants.
into it, Mutter.
No ants found. Let's go. Let's
You
go.
got to keep going,
Ant
brother.
free.
You got a lot more to take out there.
Oh, what SSD? The SSD enclosure is flying.
You got
The
to pull that
SSD enclosure
motherboard
is
up.
flying. What the hell?
You got to pull both of them fans out.
Or
They're
just-
hiding from you.
Does the keyboard come out, or is it attached and you have to take the motherboard out to get to the keyboard?
Yes.
No, I cannot take the. Cannot take the keyboard out easily.
Yeah, you should get Dale to talk about what fun he had with my T540p.
Oh, what
Because,
happened to it?
well, the keyboard does not come out easily, and there's literally no way to get. They use such cheap plastic on the T540s and 440s. I don't know
Damn.
why they stopped using the polycarbonates that they use on almost every other model and just use cheap plastic, and things were breaking right and left, and he wound up having to buy a new keyboard for me and put that in.
1 TB SSD. It's so short, but it has 1 TB.
Whoops.
And there's another SSD here, so I have 2 SSDs.
Okay, so the main thing is get you to the church on time. So we've got another meeting on Saturday to make sure we got our ducks in a row.
Make sure your audio's
Oh, yeah.
straight, including your microphone.
Yep.
Yeah, we can do lots of work with your microphone if you want to do that.
Okay.
Why don't we just go ahead and use this then? I can't believe I'm saying that. That way it's simple for everybody.
You mean Discord?
Yeah.
Aha. So then Eric will go sign into Jitsi and say, "Where are you guys?"
We haven't used Jitsi in a while. Because you might have noticed, I figured out a solution to the problem of my video being inverted.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can see it. Right.
It looks backwards to me.
Well, if you look at us on the YouTube stream, though, that's where it looks right, and that is where it's
Yeah,
important. And little tool on OBS Studio called the virtual camera. You just make a scene on OBS Studio into
So
the camera.
Ken, you've got the one series that's now up to 9 books.
I can always
And
tell
you
when
said
I'm
you've got a
boring
new
people.
standalone novel you're working on.
Yep, that'll be out.
Any other series?
So the plan is to starting next year, or as soon as I get done publishing all these 4, hopefully before Christmas. I will come back to the first book that I wrote, which was Star Strikers, which is right in the middle of this big Star Saga series, and I will write the sequel to that, direct sequel to Star Strikers. And I'm already dabbling with it right now, but I'm gonna have to do some serious plotting because I don't like what I see. I kind of plotted it out in a big document years and years ago, and it's really long, and I haven't gotten the courage to read all the way through it yet because it's so long. And then
Right
I
now, when
started.
you forgot already.
Yeah. So what was I going with this? So I read like the first, I don't know, couple pages of it and was like, oh, this is easy. I can start writing this right now. And so I was writing away, and then I got stuck, and I was like, wait a minute, how would they know this? And who's this? And what now? I was lost. So I went back to that big document and realized that it just wasn't. It's not good. So I mean, it's the bare bones, but I really have to plot more on it. So, and I guess you could consider me more of a plotter than a pantser. A pantser is somebody who just kind of, puts a clean sheet of paper in the typewriter and starts going, and just whatever comes to them is how it is. And the people that write that way wind up writing their story a couple of times before they figure out the format or the structure of it that makes sense.
And people that write that way also tend to forget some of the universal laws that they create and try to rewrite them later on.
Exactly. So it behooves you to plot a little bit. So I like to do an overall, like similar to an old school outline where it's like, break it up. But I have a story outline that is, I think I got it from Brooks. I can't remember his first name.
Terry?
No, it wasn't well, it was a writer, but he's known for his books on writing. All my books are underneath my desk. You probably can't find them in the dark.
How
But
many books have you written?
excuse me.
How many books have you written, and who's your inspiration?
I've written well over a dozen, probably closer to 20 books total. I think my inspiration initially was Star Wars. You know, when I was a kid, I really liked Star Wars a lot, and then it got me into science fiction. So then I read a lot of science fiction after that, and so anything that came out in the 70s is kind of where my headspace was. But I just couldn't write fan fiction, so I wanted to do my own thing, and that's kind of where I got started. And so some of the inspiration was Star Wars, some of it was, you know, Larry Niven and Alan Dean Foster, these authors that were popular in the 70s. Plus, I've read quite a bit of Clark and Asimov and all the classics. But yeah, I just like adventure stuff and good characters, and kind of where I'm at. Mostly space opera. But anyway, I have a basic bare bones of a plot that I use for every book. It just says, you know, first you do this, and then you do this, and then you do that, and it's and this document that I'd written didn't apply to that, so I had to I'm having to re-outline it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But my intention is to spend quite a bit next year writing that and trying to finish it. It's going to be a big one. It'll be, when I say a big one, it'll be under 400 pages, but it'll be 300 something pages, which is a standard novel.
So, sir, what is your message for the youth of the nation and everyone? Like, what do you want to tell the youth? What's your message?
A lot of my themes tend to be get along and teamwork. Don't let your differences get in the way of doing a task, that kind of thing. Pretty standard stuff. It's nothing deep, but a lot of it's teamwork. A lot of people can't work together because of their, you know, whatever differences they think they have and stuff. And I think a lot of that's just BS. You know, just if you've got a mission that you need to do, whatever that mission is, whether it's, you know, get people to vote for somebody or you know, go find somebody that's missing or whatever it is that you're doing, you should be able to, you know,
Let's make
use
sure we
everybody
ask
in the
that
group.
question again tomorrow or next week, because that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to write it down, somebody.
Yeah. Thanks for volunteering.
No, not me.
What?
Joe's buzzing.
Yeah,
The
what is
question
that, Joe?
is how am I buzzing while I'm muted?
It's electrical, like when you touch a
But I'm not
plug.
touching anything. I mean, I see that it's happening. So maybe my cable?
It's been happening ever since you.
No, I've been watching it happen. I'm just wondering how.
It's been ever since you got the Samsung. So I don't know if it's
The microphone you sent me?
Yeah.
I blame you then. It's all your fault.
Truth be told, I just ordered it and shipped it to your house. Because I was too lazy to send you one of the ones I had.
Oh, you were too lazy to box up one of your own? So
Yeah.
you're just like, let me Amazon this to him.
Yeah.
All right, it might be my cable. I will look for a new cable and see if I can fix that problem. If I still have the problem tomorrow, I'll switch back to my HyperX.
Is that the cable that it came
Or
with?
next week. No, this is not the cable that it came with.
Because there's
This is
some
the cable
sort of
that I was
resistor
previously
on that.
using on my HyperX.
Oh.
There's a resistor on this one too.
Well, I wonder if that's what it is, and it got pinched somehow or something.
It's an old cable.
USB cables
But I have
are
others.
a bit shit, usually.
And this is mini.
Yeah, that's a strange choice.
A reminder to always clean your laptop or any display with a microfiber cloth, because a microfiber cloth is all you need, with distilled water.
And knowing is
and
half the
try to do
battle.
it in a circular motion.
You mean Windex is bad?
No, just
Yes,
dip it in
Windex is very
gasoline.
bad.
You didn't tell me what color to get, Joe. Let me give me some bright.
You know
blues.
what? Some choices you're gonna have to make yourself, buddy, and you're gonna have to make sure that those
I'm
tips will
scared.
actually fit the whatever end piece you have on your JLab.
And of course, that's not standard, is it?
I have no idea. It is a JLab, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I put a couple questions. They're in the show notes.
Groovy.
Please add
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
what are the questions?
It's in the show notes.
Oh, okay.
What
I'm
is
asleep.
your favorite terminal editor, and what is your favorite scripting language?
VI and Python.
Ha! Boom.
Let's go.
Scripting or GUI?
I don't use a GUI. I just use an editor. But I don't do a lot of programming. I do more programming at work, and it's all on.
I wasn't asking about
unfortunately.
programming. I was asking if you do scripting.
Oh,
Scripting
No.
makes your life easier.
What editor did you use, Ken? Vi?
I used to use Vi when I would do it. I also, but at work now we're using the Visual Studio, and I'm on Windows, so I got to use what they use. But it's just an editor, though. It's not anything. Although what's cool is it's now plugged into AI, so when I'm typing out things, it autofills. I'm starting to get addicted to that now. Just double tab and it fills in stuff, and you just got to make sure it did the right thing. But basically, it knows it knows your class structure and what your methods you're pulling in, and it just like guesses what you're going to do next. And half the time it's right. That just blows my mind.
Copilot built into it.
Yeah, pretty crazy. At first, I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And then I realized that somebody had, turned that on, or we were going to be using it. And so then I thought, "Oh, okay." Now it saves typing.
Okay. So far, I've got, and these are in the order that they've been blurted out there, not the order that would make sense in an interview. How many books have you written? One series or several? What are you working on now? What's your favorite editor? What's your favorite scripting language? What message do your books hold for young people? Are you a full-time author, or do you have another job? How do you use Linux? What distro? How long have you been using Linux? I
Yeah,
think we
nice
could do
questions.
45 minutes on that.
Oh yeah. I could just shut me up when if it goes long. Just say
No, we'll let you keep going.
Yeah, we do not generally put constraints on our program.
All right.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
have to reel myself
No,
in.
but you
then.
will see this from time to time.
I
At
did
the
not
2-hour
see
mark
that.
or so, it'll be.
Yeah. Moss, his butt gets tired in this chair real easy. Yeah.
I can sympathize with that.
That's why I got this ginormous comfy chair.
And that's
then I'd
also
be
why
asleep
I
by
am
the
not hosting this episode.
You're not, huh?
Nope, I did the last one. And
Sir,
Majid did
it's
the
in
one before that.
my
Pretty
phone
sure
is
it's
saying
my turn.
charging stop phone too hot. Stop. Just talking to you all stopped my charging.
It's either my turn or Bill's turn to host.
Yeah.
We'll make Ken host.
I think it's Bill's turn.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think Joe did the one before Majid.
I think if we count them up, I've done way more than Bill. So
Well, if we count them up, I've done way less than everybody, but I do get my licks in.
Oh, you got Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, we were just talking
Yes,
about that
sir.
game.
It's very nice.
Well, I was talking about that Friday night on the Linux Slugcast. But evidently it doesn't play very well on the Steam Deck.
I mean, the Steam Deck is just a 1050 Ti in a right with the Ryzen APU. So what can you expect?
Well, we
And it's a
were also
AAA game.
talking about the Steam Deck 2 needing to come out now that there's all these AAA titles that it can't play well due to hardware limitations.
Yeah.
Well, I was hearing that they
Is
were
it is
actually planning
is it
on
worse now or was
releasing.
it better with the lights? But was it better with the light or is it worse now?
It looks fine. You were
Okay.
saying, Moss?
I was hearing that they were just getting ready to actually do another release of Steam OS.
Well, we've been hearing that they were planning on, releasing Steam OS out in the wild for a while now, since before it actually came out. So, but Steam updates all the time.
I wouldn't know. I have no Steam in my sales.
But yeah, I do think they will have soon, probably next year, come out with a Steam Deck 2 with updated hardware.
Yeah. Steam Deck is amazing, man. Steam Deck is amazing.
Yeah, I like mine.
Well, I need to
I
get out
don't
of
like
here.
buying it, but I.
Yeah, Bill and I need to get out of here.
So
Yeah, I need to get going too. I got people to yell at.
thanks for joining
So
us.
next
wow.
Saturday, are you on Mountain Time or Pacific
Yes.
Time?
Mountain time.
Okay,
So it's
1
2
o'clock.
2:14. Yeah. Okay.
Be here
So
and be
1 o'clock
square.
next Saturday and next Sunday.
So
Early if you
All right.
can.
So
Yeah, I'll make sure to be there.
And we'll work on your audio issues on Saturday and do the show on Sunday.
Hey,
All right.
before we go, can you check my audio real quick? I got options I want to try for you.
Okay.
Let me see what happens.
Is one of the options not the microphone you're currently using?
Yeah.
what you're going to want to do is hit the little gear at the bottom of Discord. You'll have a microphone, a pair of headphones, and then a gear. Hit that gear, and then on the left, you'll have a big old list of stuff. Go to voice and video, and then look at your input device, and click on that and choose the microphone that you're trying to use.
That's weird. Mine doesn't work like that, Bill.
It's got that little triangle menu at the next to the microphone that lets me pick.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about on the regular Discord window.
I
Over on the left-hand side,
Over
user
on-
settings.
Yeah.
I clicked on that, and all I get is a whole bunch. I get a big menu of a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with my audio.
Oh,
And then
okay.
you go
On that
down
list
to-
of stuff, there's voice and video. Down under app settings.
On the left-hand
Oh,
side.
well, I can only see down to app settings.
Scroll.
But you're right.
Test.
You scroll until you get to
Hello.
where you see it, and then
hello.
then that brings up at the top. It says voice settings, and then you've got input
Yeah.
device and output device, and then you can choose the output device that you want Discord to use.
Okay.
Wait, can you guys hear this?
Yeah, barely.
Just barely.
That's my big mic. Hello.
Tap on it.
On it, yeah. Tap on the microphone. Yeah, it's not coming through that mic.
Yeah, it's. Is that
That's
a
not the
USB
mic
microphone?
you are using.
It's going through a cloud lifter.
If you're going to use a cloud lifter, you got to have 48 volts on. You got to have
Phantom power.
phantom power on.
See, I'm good for something.
Yeah.
I don't know what phantom power is, but you said it enough times.
It just means extra power. It's a button, and it usually says 48V.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, bye, sir. I need to go work now. Bye.
Hi,
See
mother.
ya.
Yeah.
It might be on, but it's not what's piping your audio. So you need to go back to Discord and tell Discord to use that microphone. And you can do that from where you can see all of our faces. There's a little, the microphone thing that's currently white should have that menu thing in the bottom right-hand corner of it. You click on that and you choose your input device.
Yeah, or you could do that. I don't have that in front of me because it's sitting behind OBS Studio. So I'm...
Oh,
Hear that?
No. I mean, we hear you, but it's not through that mic.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know why that's.
Well, I'm taking off. You guys can play with that all you like. Good to see you, Ken.
Yep, same.
It's good seeing you,
See you
Moss.
next
Oh, he's gone. Shucks.
shucks.
Oh.
You can share your screen.
Can I?
Yeah, right next to the microphone is share your screen.
Look at that.
Yeah, in between the video and the... Yeah, there you go. All right.
Watch the stream.
All right, now.
Oof. Okay.
Input.
Yeah, which one is your microphone? Because it's not the WH-1000XM4. That's a Sony headset.
Right, and that's what you're hearing me on now.
Right.
So I thought
It was making. Yeah, it goes green around my image when I use this one.
Right. That means that your mic is activated. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right mic.
Try USB
Tiger
free
Lake
video
LP
stereo.
Smart Sound Tech. Okay.
Yeah.
Tap on your microphone. No.
It should say Behringer somewhere, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's truncated to where you can't see what.
Okay. What computer are you using?
It's clearly Windows.
pad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm using a ThinkPad with Pop OS.
Okay, that's the Tiger Lake one, LP Smart Sound. That's probably the built-in one. So now what I want you to do is bring up outside of this application. I want you to bring up sound and video.
Okay.
Are you sharing it, or are you just sharing this application?
Apparently, I'm sharing the application.
Okay. Input device. Let's see what's available on that list. Nothing.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not
All
seeing
right.
it.
But this one's not seeing your Sony's either.
Yeah, that's weird.
It,
I see it up
Right.
here.
Okay, so disconnect your microphone from the USB and reconnect it.
Sorry, I got
Worries.
a mess here. There we go.
I'm here all day.
Oh, here we go. And
there we go.
can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
I on there. Now go back to Discord and tell it to either go to default or okay, we can't see your screen anymore, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I'm seeing both of these on here now.
How about
It
this?
was
Can
listed
you hear me
as
now?
input.
Boom.
Oh yeah, dude. Much better.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sweet.
that's so good. Well
The
done.
other one was making you sound really tinny and kind of high pitched. Hey,
Yeah.
and this sounds good.
Awesome.
Perfect. Good deal. All we needed was for Moss to leave.
Well, this is good. I'll leave this just the way it is and not touch it.
That doesn't mean it's going to work.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't
I
just
know.
think that that's gonna. You could get up and walk out of the room and come back.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. So it comes in full quiet now. Lots of power.
Yeah, it's
What
good.
happened there?
Cool.
Yeah, awesome. So
All
we
right,
can
well,
we
I
can
guess I
just
don't need
use
to
this
hang-
then, and that way it's simple for everybody. Now that I figured out how to get the video right to where I'm not inverted anymore. Hey, you guys have stuff that you're weird about too, I'm sure.
Oh, I do.
All right, kids, we'll see you next week then.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks for the help.
Yep, no problem. We'll see you.
Bye.